Oh crap, I'm late. Hey Cal. Hi Sandy. Gotta get a beer. Wait, glasses, what am I, 16? Oh, hell yeah. Jacket.
Hear me.
Beer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mic check, mic check.
And we're live in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, we're Tony and Chelsea. Hi, it's Tony and Chelsea Live.
And this episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for creating a fast and easy and good-looking professional website or online portfolio. You can try it out for free, no credit card needed, for 14 days. And if you decide you like it, which I think you will, you can use the coupon code PhotoLive for 10% off.
Yeah, it's
Tony?
super easy to set up. We both use it for our portfolios, and they make this show possible.
Yep.
We'll also be looking at some portfolios today, so if you feel like sending in your portfolio, go to sdp.io/link. And if you're up for those instant photo reviews, go to sdp.io/submit, and you'll be able to upload your picture right to us. It'll pop right up in Lightroom live, instantaneously. Amazing stuff.
You can submit your questions and comments to us, and our moderator, Siobhan, is going to be calling them and sending them directly to me.
Yeah, so just write a comment right there in the YouTube screen to the right of the page.
Yep. Yeah.
And you can chat with your fellow viewers as we go. Our topic for discussion today, this is a two-way topic, so you can comment in and give us your feedback. Weekend photography projects. What have you done that was fun? You know, when you're bored, you're looking for a little inspiration, you want to spend some time taking pictures, but nobody wants to pose for you. It's raining and there's no good landscapes in your area.
Or only one model wants to pose for you and you only have a bunch of pictures of the same model.
Which is
Spice
your cat.
it up. Your cat. Try something different. Spice it up. Leave your comfort zone. What is the project that you want to do or you suggest for your fellow live viewers?
Yeah, so think about that, add a comment, and Siobhan will send it over to us so we can read it in a little bit.
Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, you know, one of my favorite weekend photography projects is, well, this will segue in. I love to just get into macro a little bit, and it does require a little bit of gear, but chapter 11 of Stunning Digital Photography covers all the gear you need, just like these extension tubes, which were provided to us by a company called Aperture, but Aputure.
Yeah, these seem nice.
It seems very confusing, but we are switching over to Nikon, so they were kind enough to send us some Nikon extension tubes, which will let us take macro photography with it. They don't have to be expensive. These seem and work great. They have electronics, so autofocus works, and you can set the aperture on your lens manually. So I think macro photography is one of those things you can get started in really cheap.
Yeah.
Less than $10. You can get the right gear if you know the gear to buy. Again, Stunning Digital Photography has that.
You know what I like about,
project?
well, I was going to say something that I like about macro photography is that some people can tend to be like looking at just like landscapes and just very big, beautiful things like clouds or rolling hills. And when you do macro, you realize you can see something beautiful anywhere if you look at fine details and if you take the time to look. And that's something I really love about macro.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about photography in general is that it opens your eyes to the world around you. So once you start to photograph sunsets, you start to know the difference between a beautiful sunset and a boring sunset. And when you do macro photography, you start to notice all the little tiny things in the world, little bugs that you didn't know existed that are too small to ever see. you'll start to notice those things.
Oh,
And
even today at the beach, I saw that piece of seaweed and it looked like it was made up of like little jelly balls. It was really
yeah,
cool
you
and
start to notice
reflective and
texture.
yeah. And I said, I want to shoot that macro. My weekend photography project that I would recommend for other people would be trying something abstract because I think people get stuck in a rut of just copying other people's work. And they're like, oh, I saw so and so do this, so now I'm going to do it. And then you can see kind of rolling waves of fads online, and it kind of like dilutes the intensity of that work because everyone keeps copying each other, like
Yeah.
HDR, which is still pretty cool. But once everybody does it, it loses its intensity. So I like abstract photography. Go out, take close-up pictures of something so that people don't know what it is, or do a multiple exposure or something different just to kind of push yourself out of like the norm and try something new, something creative.
I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier, but night photography is an amazing weekend project.
Yeah.
All you need is a tripod of some kind. Go out and take long exposures. Take a picture of your house, the stars, people moving. Experiment with what it's like to work in long exposures. It's going to be hard at first, but you'll get through it and the results can be amazing. It's
Yeah.
probably my favorite type of photography.
It's a good way to master shutter speed too. You really gain an understanding of long exposures.
Yeah. And you'll learn where all the controls on your camera are. Because the first time you go out and you realize you don't know where any of the buttons are or what they do because you're used to using your eyes. But when it's dark, you have to learn to feel your way around.
Yeah, you might want to bring a flashlight for that one.
Yeah, bring your flashlight the first couple of times. Well, type your favorite weekend photography projects in the comments, and when they come over to us, we'll read them to you. Before we get too far, I wanted to address a couple of common questions for my Canon versus Nikon video.
Okay.
Because I got the same comments over and over again. First out, Chelsea, I'll ask you, how would you feel about a portrait lens that weighed 6.5 pounds?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I had to go to the gym more.
Yeah, and I had so many people, because I said Nikon doesn't have a portrait lens that can replace our 70 to 200.
Yeah.
And so people told me, get the 70 or get the 200 millimeter f2,
Yeah.
which I'm sure will take a lovely headshot, but it's $6,000 and it weighs 6.5 pounds.
So like $1,000 a pound?
Yeah.
A shocking price tag.
So can you imagine a 6.5 pound lens for a 6-hour wedding? Or even like a 30-minute senior shoot? Like a 6.5 pound, because the 500 millimeters in that ballpark.
I just can't.
And you know, you can hold it for a run of a bird, like
Yeah.
10, 15 seconds you can hold it up. But you can't get through a session with that,
I just.
even if the price weren't prohibitive.
Yeah, yeah.
The other lens everybody suggested for portraits was the Sigma 120 to 300 f2.8. It's a bargain in comparison. It's only like $3,600.
Whoa, whoa, really?
But it's also 6.5 pounds, and it's not
Why
a
are they
portrait
so
lens.
heavy?
Because they're big like sports lenses.
Oh,
But that doesn't work in a wedding or portrait. It's just too heavy. The 70 to 200s are like 2.5 to
I
3
guess if
pounds.
someone really wants to make a system work, because I do know that there's a lot of brand loyalty, and we see that whenever we put up a video saying we don't like something, like the people that are very brand loyal comes out. And I understand you invest a ton of money into a brand and you want to feel like you did the right thing, whereas we just buy every brand, so we don't really care. But the thing
Yeah.
is, sometimes it's just not the best all-around option. So maybe you're making something work for you. That doesn't mean we would recommend it to someone who hasn't bought the gear yet. And I think that's what people are doing. They're saying, I make it work, but we're not saying it's unworkable. We're saying if you could go back in time and do something different, maybe you wouldn't want to be lugging around a 6-pound, $6,000 lens when you could have one for way cheaper and way lighter. And
The wrong people always watch these videos. I'm not trying to irritate people who already bought gear.
But
I'm trying
you
to
are.
help people who are in the
But you
process.
are.
And
You're a
that can be
troll.
important. That can save them thousands and thousands of dollars and a lot of frustration if I can push them in the right direction. The other question I wanted to answer is, I said that the Nikon 50 f1.8 was like $225 compared to the Canon, which is $100.
yeah,
And everybody's like, well, there's a cheaper Nikon, the f1.8D, but it doesn't autofocus with all the entry-level bodies. So Nikon cameras, some higher-end models have a focusing motor, which works with these older lenses, which don't have focusing motors.
yeah.
But all the entry-level cameras which people buy when they need a $100 lens, when they need a super cheap lens, none of them support autofocus with it. So people at that level need autofocus. Anyway, it was a minor point, but I thought it's nice that Canon has an autofocus 50 f1.8 that works with their entry-level bodies, and it's $100 because people love that
Nikon
lens.
or Canon?
Canon has it. Did I say Nikon?
I don't know. Spacing out.
And Nikon has it too, but it's $225, and that $100 means something to a lot of people.
Oh, you could get a really good neutral density filter or a nice flash or...
Oh, I know. Anyway, for some reason, people were really irritated about that distinction, but I just wanted to clarify that a little bit.
You can't please everybody all the time. I think you're wonderful.
Most people were happy with it.
Yeah.
If Chelsea likes me, that's all that I care about.
What about Justin?
Yeah, Justin's approval is really, really important to me.
I like you.
Oh.
I have
happy right now.
I have some weekend photo projects.
All right.
So Jerry Johnson has a project in the works. He says that his much better half is an advanced cook, and he's shooting her dishes from ingredients to finished dishes, close up and macro, using an old slide, light box, as well as flash. That sounds really awesome because it sounds like you get to eat and take pictures, and I'm all about both of those things. That's a great idea, food pictures. And Erky Alvenmon wants to take shots from inside stuff, like the fireplace, the dishwasher, eggs. That's a cool idea, Erky, because then you're getting a different perspective. Like, everything's always from the photographer's point of view, but it's a cool idea to get the subject's point of view. That's creepy.
Did you guys see that guy who put like the GoPro in his dishwasher? It was pretty cool.
Really?
No, but that is cool.
Whoa, while it was running?
Yeah, it had the waterproof housing, and he just ran a cycle, and it was cool to see how it worked.
Yeah, we got to do that. That's a good idea. I'm putting my GoPro inside of everything: my car, my washing machine, my dog.
My intestines.
Yeah.
A really painful look in my intestines. You know what? Our dishwasher is kind of broken, so we should put it in there and see what's going on when we run it. Let's see what else. Todd Davis says his idea for a project is to just grab stuff around your house and take some product shots. That's an awesome idea. Just pretend that you're doing...
just pretend you're advertising.
Yeah, with your own products.
And one of the products I suggest in SDP is pretend you're making a travel brochure for your own town. Because it forces you to see your own town through different eyes. You try to find the best of it.
And then pop a Prozac if you live in Waterford, Connecticut, like we do. We're like...
Why would anybody want to come here? It's so boring.
One restaurant.
It's an Applebee's.
Oh, did you want to look at a portfolio before I read more comments?
Yeah, we could take a break and look at a portfolio and then come back to it. It's Joe's portfolio. Okay, so right away we open up to a scrolling portfolio, a scrolling slideshow here with, looks like 3 different photos. It shows a good variety. And then we have a set of still photos down here.
Is that all the same girl?
It does look like there's not a whole lot of variety, which I know can be a little hypocritical coming from me because I have so many pictures of you and
me.
But those are all my favorite pictures.
Yeah, but you can't help it that I'm just so cool. And...
Yeah. You travel with somebody all the time. So I guess I kind of get it. It's better to have some variety, especially if you're trying to get hired. But if you're not trying to get hired, who cares? Let's find out about Joe first. Joseph Oles, 30 years old. He lives and works in London. Okay, portraits and landscapes. He's got his gear, not a pricing page. So I'm going to assume you're not trying to be a working photographer. You're just somebody who's enjoying it as a hobby.
Oh, is the KISS the T3i?
Yeah, for some reason Canon likes to have 3 different names for everything. They have a European, a Japanese, and an American name, and it's really a pain.
It's too confusing. Why do they get the cool name like the KISS and we have just numbers and letters?
I do not know. He has both portfolio and gallery, and I don't really know what the difference.
Let's find out. Let's just jump in.
This looks like a portfolio, and this is the same. Some of the same pictures, just fewer.
Yeah,
of
I
them.
see.
So that's too many options.
I would just take out the pictures that are repeating because to me that makes it look like you don't have much experience. I think, oh, well, he only has a few pictures, so he's putting them on every page. So it'd be better to just put a few pictures on every page and make sure that they're all different. Would you agree with that?
I totally agree.
Oh my gosh, look at us.
If you want to send your own portfolio in, go to sdp.io/link. If you want to send an individual picture in, go to sdp.io/submit.
I want Siobhan to keep a running count of how many times she has to tell people to submit to sdp.io/link. So Siobhan, every time you get that question, you can just put a little tally at the bottom of our little page here, and we're going to find out what your life is really like.
How do you feel about this portrait, Chelsea?
Well, on that screen, it looks all right, but here it looks like the eyes are completely fake.
I felt like the eyes were just over processed here.
I have a video on that, I think.
Have you published it, or is it part of your
Yeah,
upcoming?
I think it's a part of my makeup tutorial, so I'll check it out. I'll post it later. Someday.
Okay, it's a little slow. I don't know why that one's not loading.
Is this Squarespace?
It is not Squarespace.
Joe.
So I feel like this is good. He doesn't have too many pictures up. I think you could still do a little bit of paring down. Too many pictures of the same person. I would probably pick a couple of pictures of her. See, these two pictures here are very similar poses and of the same person, so they're kind of unnecessary.
Yeah,
to have
I'd
too many
probably take
redundant
out.
pictures.
Hold on, let's tell him which one to take out.
Okay.
Go up. So, wait.
So this kind of reveals that other picture had some crazy eye processing, right? Because that's the same gal.
Well, that's okay as long as the eye processing is a little more natural.
Yeah, I'm just saying most of the time with photoshopping, you want people not to know that it's been photoshopped.
Yeah.
And by putting two pictures in where they've been processed differently, it kind of gives away your secret. I feel like that's a good picture. I don't know that the solid white background even works with that, since you can see the chair and it's so casual.
Yeah.
Like an environmental shot might even be better for that particular pose. Let's see what's going on with her hair there. That's a cool shot.
I'm not into it.
Not feeling that one.
No, but I like that one.
This one might be my favorite.
Yeah.
What is her actual eye color?
It's blue.
It could be different girls too. I like that one too, like wind blowing a little bit.
Looks very powerful.
Okay, so I think we like those shots. This shot doesn't strike me. Does it strike you?
That's nice.
I'm just trying to figure out if that's the same gal. I'm not good at identifying people. Okay, so I think your homework is just to pare down your portfolio a little bit. Generally, it all
just take out the
looks
repeats,
good.
and I keep shooting. It looks like you're on the right track. I add pictures to my portfolio now, like every few weeks. I take some out before I put some in. So I'll say, is this better than every one in my portfolio? And whichever ones it's better than, I'll take them out and add new photos so that I don't just have a huge collection of 1,000 photos, because I've taken hundreds of thousands of pictures. And if I showed all of them off, or even 10% of them off, it'd be overwhelming. So I just pick a few, and whenever I add one, I take one out. So that's a good exercise.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot of comments here.
That is kind of the best part of having a portfolio, right? Is it gives you a goal, something, because you're doing something with your pictures. You're taking them and putting it in there, and you're always trying to outdo yourself, and that's the best way to photograph.
Yep.
If you want your own portfolio, this is not the right page. Go to squarespace.com/Tony, and if you decide to sign up after your free 14-day trial, no credit card required, put in the coupon code PHOTOLIVE and you get 10% off, and we get credit for it, which helps support the show. Your projects, well, they get the instant photo reviews set up.
Oh, actually, we just have a lot of comments about our hair.
Our hair?
Yeah, it said Tony cut his hair too. Erky thinks it's still too long, but I know your secret, Erky. Erky's got no hair. And Kevin said, Tony, your hair is timeless, just in case you were feeling left out, because everybody noticed that I got new hair. Yeah, I got new hair. I cut it myself, because I'm a DIY kind of person like that. I could not mention it. There's like 15 comments here about her hair. Perfect Forehand wants to know, how does one avoid photography burnout? Keep it fresh. It's a great time to ask that question, because we've got all of these photography projects. Try something new. It gets so boring if you just take pictures of the same thing all of the time. So just challenge yourself. Do something you think you don't like. Just try something else. Or sometimes even a new piece of cheap gear is fun. Like I got the Lens Baby once.
Yeah.
And then I just let everyone borrow it, but it made me experiment and it made me try something new.
You know, one of the things that really surprised me that I liked was film photography.
Yeah, trying
Going
film
back
photography.
to film, because I did film for years and I grew to hate it, and I so appreciated digital when I switched. But then one day I just went on eBay and got some cameras that I thought were cool, mostly to be decorations. But then I went out and took some pictures and I had such a great time. And just today we were out taking film pictures, and it was just such a rewarding experience. It was a total pain. Like I kept blowing the exposure because it has no meter or anything in it. But I just had a great time with it. So you can get a cheap, less than $100 film camera. It's a great weekend project.
Yeah.
That guy says it's 3 models. Joe? I think Joe?
Oh, 3 different models. They're just
Oh,
all
and
like
they just
blonde
look
hair,
similar?
blue eyes.
Oh.
You need some brown girls like me. Brown girls, brown girls.
Yeah, Joe, what's your problem?
Adrian Jones says, "Hey Tony and Chelsea, random question. I definitely look forward to watching your show on Thursdays, but who do you guys watch / follow on YouTube? Who do you get excited to watch?" And I know Tony's answer, and I know my answer is going to be Casey Neistat.
Yeah, we both
love
really like Casey
Neistat.
Neistat.
Yeah, he makes the coolest videos. He really inspires us. Like with the do-it-yourself ring flash video that we just made was, I think, pretty heavily inspired by his work. He's from like the next town over, and we have a lot of friends in common, but he's had his own HBO series and stuff. He's just super cool. He does all this charity stuff. There he is. I saw him out once and I said hi, and I freaked him out. And then I knew how people must feel when they say hi to me, and I'm freaked out. And I'm like, how do you know my name?
Anyway, I just think he's one of the most talented filmmakers, and he just uses crap gear, but he does it in amazing ways. And so it is really inspiring. In the photography world, I really like Digital Rev TV.
I like Digital Rev too.
They just make fun videos.
That's like the other photography channel that I really like to watch is Digital Rev.
Yeah.
I think it's fun, and I don't know, he's cool.
I don't know that there's anybody else on YouTube that I so much watch on a regular basis where like, yay, they have a new video, I gotta watch it.
Just really Casey for me.
Yeah.
But he steals so much stuff, and I'm just not that like bold.
Yeah, he'll happily just steal people's.
He just puts like
top 40 music
40
or
songs
whatever
in,
he wants.
and like
I
that.
know
I just that map. You can't even put a map in, so I'm always like, "Whoa, this guy's a badass."
He doesn't care about
He's
intellectual
such a
property
badass.
rights.
There's a video of him like snowboarding down the streets of New York, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm scared to hit my toes on stuff around the house." He's really cool. You guys should check him out.
Did you see the bike one? With him on the bike in New York.
In the
hilarious.
bike lane where he's just like running into cop cars and stuff.
Yeah, well, we'll check out
So
Casey Neistat.
much
We're big
cooler than
fans.
us.
You want to go take a look at some instant photos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
No trolls today.
so what we have here is a cityscape with some birds in it.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
What do you think? It's a little off tilt, so you definitely want to level it, right?
Let me sing for. Yeah.
I might have gone too far with that level, but you get the idea. So always level your picture. Also, I think
It
it's just the
looks very
JPEG
noisy.
compression, but it's the JPEG compression. You see how the gradients are just terrible?
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe that's just how you exported it for us, but shoot raw, process in Lightroom.
Oh my God, you little. That fruit fly. We're having a battle.
Yeah, we're having fruit fly issues. This is a stellar picture.
That's so cool. I
I
love
think
the.
it's undergone some HDR
I love
processing.
the what's it called? Not complementary colors. The orange and the blue. I don't know what that's called.
Are those not complementary?
Maybe. Sorry to keep clapping.
Great rule of thirds composition, a great action into it. You can see he's even following the rule of space. I love the foreground element here. Sorry, I'm burping from my beer.
Yes. Good depth.
Perfect,
in the photo.
nailed it. 5 stars, pick everything.
Not only is this fruit fly attacking my eyeballs, but he's trying to drink my wine. So I have a new enemy.
What a freeloader.
Back off. All right, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I see like a very mean face in the clouds. Does anyone else see that? Zoom out. It looks like Bowser. There's like a big frown here,
Yeah.
a scary monster nose, 2 nostrils here, big eyebrows here, spooky eyes. This is really cool.
You're giving away your Nintendo addiction.
Bowser. My 1985 Nintendo addiction.
It's not perfectly sharp, but the action in it is just fantastic. They've clearly processed this to pull out the texture in the clouds a little bit and the smoke, and that's perfect. Obviously, we're compelled by the picture.
Yes, it's awesome.
5 stars pick. Wow, this is a beautiful shot too. Just a great reflection, but not just a sunset. They actually have a focal point in here.
Mm-hmm.
Really nicely done. I don't see a single flaw with it. Great shot. Nicely done. Pick.
Oh, you picked it. Oh.
Wow, you people are batting 1,000 today.
Oh my
This is
gosh,
beautiful
you guys
too.
are on a roll. Good
You're
job.
not even letting me suggest anything. Great shot.
Can we try it in black and
Fantastic
white?
mood. Oh man.
I think that the. Oh, that's so beautiful too.
Oh, I love that blue. I just do.
I like both.
Yeah, in black and white, I'm missing some solid whites in there. I think I'd want a little brighter than I would necessarily want it in color.
That's really pretty. That just
Wait,
made my day.
Pick.
What?
I believe
Ooh.
this is the south of France.
That looks like Copenhagen. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic picture. This, you can see the sunset at the Grand Canyon are really interesting to watch as the sun is actually falling or rising, because you can see here just the peaks are lit up, but there's so many shadows cast by the other mountains, so that in every few minutes the scene just changes dramatically. So here we have some compelling highlights, kind of spotting up here. I would hope that they hung out for an hour and took a series of pictures from this very beautiful spot to kind of pick the one that was the best.
Yeah.
I think the processing on it is great, great contrast, nicely done. It's in there twice. Oh,
This
wow.
is the Milky Way.
Um,
Ooh, sorry. That's noisy. The photo, not just me.
oh, yeah, so they basically had to shoot it at ISO 3200 to get the proper exposure, and you know, star pictures are almost always noisy. I can make a suggestion here though. Rokinon has a series of prime lenses which are reasonably priced. The wide angle ones, like you're at 11 millimeters, that's super wide angle. I don't know that they have one that wide, but they have some f1.8 lenses that will let you drop another stop down, and even that one extra stop is going to make your pictures much cleaner. You can't shoot stars at ISO 100 generally.
Yeah, but I've gone in Photoshop before and smoothed it all out.
Yeah, so you can do some of it in post, but you have to keep it at 30 seconds or below because the stars are moving. Well, they're not so much, but we're moving. And you can even see at 30 seconds, they're becoming little lines in here. So you pretty much are stuck. You can't go beyond 30 seconds or it's going to become lines, which changes, which is cool, but it changes the picture. So that's why he's forced to be at 3200. He did shoot it wide open, but you can get a faster prime lens, and that will change your astrophotography. But yeah, you can go in and crank up the noise reduction some, and that can definitely help. Having a big full frame camera, something like a D30 or a D810 can help too. Great shot. There's a butt. That might be 2 butts.
What?
I'm not sure these ladies knew their picture was being taken.
Yeah, but
I feel weird because
where
like
would they have
looking
been?
somewhere
Were
else.
there just ladies with butts?
Yeah,
Can we try it in black and white? Because the first lady's underwear are a bit distracting. This accentuates the line of the butt. It's like this nice back line pointing right to the butt.
I don't know. This picture is, it feels voyeuristic to me. It like doesn't feel deliberate.
It's a little creepy, but
Yeah,
who
I
am
don't
I
know.
to judge?
Maybe you could tell us what the story is with your butt picture. They just submitted, like they're watching. What
yeah, but
is
what
going
kind
on
of
with the butt
lucky
picture?
fella gets to see all these butts in one room?
2 butts in one room?
2 butts? That's a 2-butt photo? I am impressed.
Maybe it's a lady photographer.
That's
maybe.
true. It could be a lady.
Oh.
It's just that our audience is like 94% guys.
Guys that like butts. They tell you that in the YouTube analytics.
They took this
Justin.
picture with their iPhone, so it's a product photo. I think
Stellar.
it's pretty good.
It says police.
Yeah, the contrast. Well, I do actually like it better in black.
I
and
like
white.
it better in black and white because it was almost black and white anyway. And this draws more attention to like the glares and the shapes and I'm just all about that. So deal with it.
One thing you want to, oh, I like what you did with the clarity.
Thank you.
One problem that this picture has is that the crystal here, I'll go back to color for a moment. The crystal here is, oh, our live studio audience is joining us. You can sneak in and
Cowboy did.
please laugh loudly. Yeah, I should say we're being joined, of course, Justin is working the cameras as always, but
Cowboy's here. Or Cowman.
yeah, switch on that GoPro, Justin. And
since he got his promotion.
we have Cowboy and Alexis in the audience. Justin, the camera's not on. The GoPro's not on.
The GoPro's not on?
No, you're not switched to it.
Oh, you're right.
Sorry, we're just working. There we go. Just showing
Cowboy.
Cowboy and
I'm running out of
Alexis.
cord over here.
our live studio
Cowboy!
audience.
Cowboy's handsome.
I don't even know if you can see him or not, but he's there.
All right. Cowboy's a dog.
Cowboy. Yeah, we just hang. Oh, I actually knew a guy named Cowboy. So never mind.
Okay, so you're working with a reflective subject here. And one of the things for product photography that you want to think about is the reflection. And you have complete control over that. What's happening is that the face here looks washed out because it's catching your light and bouncing it everywhere. Get yourself a black card. You can get a black poster board from the craft store and manage that reflection. Put it between the light and the card or any ambient light so that the card itself is reflecting back towards the camera. And leave yourself a line here. Leave some of the glare, but make part of it pure. And that gives us a sense for the reflectiveness without making it look washed out.
That's how they do it. If you've ever seen like a picture of an iPhone and it has that white line, well, I think some of them do it in post because it's a solid background.
Yeah, often
But
they're
in a
rendered.
shot like that, they'll just hold up a black card to make that nice glare line.
Mhm.
So you know there's glass there, but you also know what the product looks like behind the glare. Smart. Very smart.
I wanted to spend a minute and talk about Aperture a little bit more because they sent us some more cool gear that we haven't had a chance
They
to talk
sent us
about yet.
a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, and we do really appreciate it. They are our new friends. Because if you send us free stuff, you become our friends because we love free stuff.
One of our readers' wives makes cake, but they live in Australia, so they can't even send us the cake. And I just thought I'd send that super sad story out.
Well, you know what they can do is they could send us plane tickets to Australia so we could go eat the cake.
I thought they could just get like 100 homing pigeons with strings and tie the cake, and then it would get to us. But some people just want to eat all the cake, I guess.
This super awesome thing is a focus controller, and you can use a USB cable to connect this to your Canon camera and then manually control the focus from the buttons. I can go to this camera actually. And it just gives you remote control over your camera. So if you're doing videography or macro work, where you might need to precisely control the focusing,
That's very cool.
focus stacking.
Can I hold it?
It is super cool. You can hold it. You can model it. It's the Aperture.
Feels awesome, doesn't it?
Aputure V-Grip VG1
So
USB
nice.
focus handle. Definitely check them out.
We have to
it is really cool.
Use it, right?
Yeah, we just got these things in, so I'm kind of showing it off. But yeah, we can provide a more detailed review.
I don't know if it works yet, but I love it. It just feels really nice.
It does feel nice, yeah. We have several other products, including these extension tubes, and they all feel great. They're a really great company. I've never heard of them before. And Justin, to put Justin on the spot, he has already been using this LCD screen that they used. It's an HDMI monitor for your camera.
That thing's awesome.
So it makes the screen bigger.
The GoPro again.
Oh, your cable's a little short.
Yeah, my cable's a little short, but I'll figure it out.
Okay, Justin's trying to work his GoPro camera so we can show it to you. You want one of these HDMI screens if you're doing video work or any sort of close-up work where you just wish you had a bigger screen. And we had one of these before.
Can you just hook that up during like a portrait shoot, like a studio shoot, so that you can just look at your pictures afterwards?
Yeah, if you just wanted to play back and see it on a bigger screen,
I would love
you can
that.
certainly do that. And this one has focus peaking,
Oh, that's
which is
nice.
so important for our work here in the studio because the Chelsea camera has really shallow depth of field, and it's really hard to get it focused.
And, well, I'm also very wiggly.
Yeah, so the focus peaking built into it.
Here we go.
Okay, Justin's ready to show it off. Wrong camera. There we go. There it is. So you can see we're using it live now.
I'll do the focusing. Let me get nice.
Yeah, so this camera, a GH2, does not support focus peaking. the focus peaking is happening in the LCD screen, which is really, really useful. And it tells you exactly which parts of the picture are in focus. So this used to take us like at least a minute just to get the camera in focus because we'd focus it, but then we had to look at the full 1080 preview to make sure that it was
My
sharp.
hair looks blue.
That's because of the focus peaking. It's showing any high contrast areas in blue,
That's
and we know
super
it's sharp.
neat.
Anyway, we just wanted to plug their products. That LCD screen is really cool. It is Aputure, right there. Aperture, they're a really cool company. Thanks so much, guys.
Bling.
We'll
That
have
was
some
nice
more
of them.
Reviews coming up. Yeah,
That
it is
was
very
nice of them.
Chels, questions or maybe weekend projects? Feel like we didn't get a lot of weekend projects suggested.
Oh, let me see if there are more. Ericy said to do the 100 steps. Shoot, walk 100 steps, shoot exercise. Loads of fun. So I
Oh,
think,
I've
correct me if
never
I'm
heard of
wrong,
that. That's a
Ericy,
great
but I think
idea.
you mean like walk 100 steps, just take a picture wherever you are and then walk 100 steps?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's cool. It just forces you to take a picture.
Yeah. Don't we all need that sometimes? And Vladimir Rogers asked if we ever watch Matt Granger. His content is similar to yours. It's entertaining and very informative.
Yeah, I've seen him.
I've seen him around.
Yeah, I like him.
I haven't watched him.
No.
I don't think he's like appealing to the ladies market. Is that the guy that just always has like strippers and stuff?
I don't know. There are a lot of photography channels, and I don't want to badmouth the guy. I'm
not
that
bad
familiar.
mouthing him. I'm just saying as a lady. Sometimes you
Um,
want a more broad
no,
view.
I don't think he's one of the sexist channels. There are several super sexist channels, but I don't think he's one of them.
Well, then I just don't know why I'm not watching him. I'll have to check him out. I'll check him out. And Jose,
Sorry.
oh, sorry, what were you saying, Justin?
Just about the butt photo.
Oh, butt photo.
Siobhan says that there were 20 girls on stage. It was a beauty pageant.
A beauty pageant
There
with butts.
20 butts on stage.
What kind of beauty pageant where they wear thongs?
Oh, honey. Bless your heart. They just doll those girls all up and just shove their bodies up and just push them out. And then they
I'm
haven't
from
ever
Texas.
watched
I've
them?
seen
They're
beauty
like,
pageants.
what
They
would
push
you
their
do
hair
to
up
change
big
the
and they wear
world?
an
And they're like,
evening
I
gown.
would personally, I would change the world by giving kids like chocolates and candies and kittens. And
But
stuff.
they do that in a thong?
Yes. How will people listen to what you have to say if you're not wearing a thong?
Just in case people are just tuning in,
Tony wears a thong.
it's a butt picture. It's two butts, so this is the picture that we're
I
discussing.
actually
I don't know.
love butts. I wanted to name Cowboy Butts, but everyone was like, no, you can't name your dog Butts.
Richard, Alexis, are you familiar with beauty pageants where they dress like this?
Never in my life. No.
No. they
Richard
have
was
not
in
seen it.
one. I saw it. I saw your butt.
Yeah.
Asked you not to talk about that.
Let's see what other question. Jose says, Tony and Chelsea, you guys should go on Digital Rev and do their Protog Cheap Gear Challenge.
I like that one.
I would love to do that, but I think they're far away, and I also think they don't want us.
Why don't they want us?
Well, look at me. I'm a loose cannon, and quite frankly, I'm very sexist. And I swear.
I think them being far away is a good reason to go.
And I'm drunk.
I think you'll be sober by the time you get to wherever they are.
I can't promise that. This is a great picture. Steven Smith Photography.
Yeah,
See it,
this is
survey
a
it, shoot it.
Squarespace portfolio. If you want your own Squarespace portfolio, go to squarespace.com/Tony. And if you decide to sign up after your free trial, use the coupon code PhotoLive. That lets them know that you heard about them from us. They're great.
Why
to set
isn't
up
it
a portfolio.
squarespace.com/Chelsea? Is that sexist? No. Not. Just to answer that question.
Because I answered the email from
yeah,
Squarespace.
he answers the email. All right. Whoa, I like that one.
That's a really fun picture, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a little more whites and watch, this is common with HDR shots, but see how it's different in between the leaves here?
Mm.
You just have
Between the
to
ferns.
manage that. Yeah, I cover that in chapter 11 of Stunning Digital Photography. You just have to blend it properly and that problem will go away.
Blend it.
We got a little red fox there.
He
That's
looks
cute too.
like very mischievous.
That could use a little more contrast too. Brighten these pictures up a little. Nice, good.
somewhere in Europe.
That's got a great action to it.
That's a very
This
risky.
shows you the height. I love the way they shot that, so you can actually
Yeah,
see the
look, he's
altitude
about
of
to
it.
crush those people.
Another great sports shot. Good action shot. Okay, so we got a bunch of categories here. What do you feel like seeing?
Wildlife. Oh. So these are like zoo pictures?
I don't. This probably isn't a zoo.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of these are zoos,
Wait,
which is okay. I like zoos. Wait, what?
I thought that I had seen that robin, but then I realized robins are just common.
Oh, all robins look alike now. I see how it is.
Mom,
Chelsea, really disappointed in you.
guys, I'm not.
Those are good shots. Not too many shots at all. Portraits.
this?
I love that
Portraits?
chainsaw picture. That was a great idea to put that on your front page.
It's called
It
Crazy Forester. I like
has a
the name.
huge pop.
Look at these little girls.
Yeah, that is a really cute picture. I like that it's full. I'm a little distracted by the red down here,
It's pink.
by the
And
pink.
that's in style.
Okay, but photographically, it's distracting me. So a crop
There's a
could
lot of
fix
visual
that.
weight.
You could go black and white. Yeah,
This
Great
is
portrait.
nice.
nice background,
This
good
lady
expression,
really
nice light.
knows how to match her lipstick to her outfit, and I've always wanted to do that. Whoa, look at that
Really good
guy. How
portrait.
could you just pass past it? Yeah. What are you doing?
I've
We need
lost
to
my
talk
mind.
about it.
Okay, go ahead.
He looks like a varsity football player,
hmm
but not. And I like it. I like this girl too. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, this is a fantastic shot. It really is. Really nicely done.
I actually still like the varsity football player better.
What?
Maybe-
I mean,
That one's okay. It's been done.
Well, we say start with your strongest and end with your second strongest, and I would say he did that.
Yeah, he did.
He's following our recommendation. You can go to sdp.io/portfolio checklist to find our full checklist. It just has helpful stuff. It's free. Let's see what it costs. He's a freelance sports and events photographer in Leamington, Hampshire,
What?
in the heart of New Forest. These are places I don't know.
These are storybook places.
His blog is kind of not up to date.
You know, I've been shocked that everyone else's has been up until this point, so I can't really hold that against him.
Hey, he's got a picture of himself in action, a little bio there, his email and phone number. No pricing page, which, sounds like you're...
Turns you off.
Yeah, I mean, who's advertising services here? If you want people to actually call you for your services, you need to tell them what it costs.
I was thinking about that, and I think that applies if you are average to below average price, because then your price appeals to people. But let's say like the average price for a wedding photographer is like $5,000 and you charge 20, then if people have to ask about price, then they're probably not even your client, and you probably don't even want to name your price.
Yeah, I guess if you're at that level, then you're probably only getting calls from people who already know your work.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any
That
more
was like a
comments and questions? Should we go back to instant photo reviews?
Let's see if anybody cares about us.
See if we
over
can get
here.
these butts off the camera.
What's wrong with it? Don't discriminate against the butts. Guys, question: what do you think about the Sony QX10 ILC lens camera? I don't have experience with that.
So they just announced it, and this is I think this is going to kind of be the future. I've predicted these coming along for a long time.
Wow.
It's just a lens that sticks on your phone, so your phone becomes a full camera, but it relies on your phone to be the LCD screen and it uses all the
Oh.
intelligence of your phone. So you could take a real picture and put it right on Facebook because your phone is smart. But the previous generations, the QX10 and 100, had serious issues because they have to rely on wireless communications, and it's always a little bit slow. As you use your phone as the viewfinder, there's a huge amount of lag, like way more than a typical mirrorless camera.
Yeah.
And also it's this clunky kind of thing that you strap onto the back of your phone. So like you pull your phone out of your pocket, but then you have to pull this lens out and be like, okay, I'm gonna attach this thing now.
Actually, Justin, Jessica was using those lenses for a while, right? How did she like them? Was it actually practical? Did she actually take the time to put them on, or?
They were not practical, but you can get some It was a telephoto lens.
Yeah.
And she set it up near the bird feeder and got some pretty cool shots
Cool.
with birds and stuff.
Oh,
That's
she
cool.
had one of the QX cameras?
No. It was like a cheapo version. It was like 100, maybe 60.
I'm just
bucks or
asking about the
something, but-
practicality of putting a lens on your
Yeah,
phone.
I've always just decided that I would probably never do that.
Well, because if I were going to plan ahead enough to bring those little lenses, then I could just bring a camera. So it wouldn't work for me, but it could work for other people.
Yeah, and the cost is pretty close to what it would be to get a real camera with a display. So I guess that's my opinion. I
I
haven't
guess that's his
bothered to try to
opinion.
review them yet because I kind of decided, I don't know, it seems like it's a pain.
I wanted to try to review them, but only if people give them to me for free.
I see. It's at that level. We're not going to
I'm not going to go out
budget
of my way.
Hey,
What?
Richard or Alexis, would one of you steal me a beer? A dogfish head? Okay.
Dogfish
You guys-
head.
Can I
Thank
get
you.
one too,
You want
Richard?
the magic?
Please.
Can I have filet mignon?
I'll be back soon.
He's got to go slaughter
Thank
a
you.
calf.
I have a question for you. Actually, I don't, but Tron DHK does. Tony, could you explain how the sharpness was tested in the Why You Can't Change to Nikon video? Can I just first say that your Why I Can't Change to Nikon video has blown up, and people
Yeah.
are, some of them are very happy in some forums, some of them are enraged in other forums.
Like
It's-
99.9% of people are like, thank you, that was very informative. I've heard this debate done many times in
Yeah.
stupid ways, and you did it in an intelligent and logical way. I appreciate your lack of bias. And then there are people like, oh, you're wrong. You said the 5D Mark III was 24 megapixels. It's 22.3 megapixels. Idiot. You just lost all credibility.
God,
I
why do you have
misspoke
to be
about
such
the
an
number of
idiot?
megapixels. Christ, people. So how was the sharpness tested? You'd have to go to DxOMark because they did the perceptual megapixels
Yeah.
testing, but they outlined their procedures pretty thoroughly, and I trust them.
You trust them?
They're great at it. I have a lot of respect for the DxOMark people.
Okay.
They do good work. Oh, my camera,
Just mentioning DxO makes me yawn. I hate when people are like, we get so many people, I'm going to be a snob. They're like, oh, DxO said blah, 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 sharpness this. And they're like, let me see your portfolio. It's just like 1,000 pictures of their cat. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God it was so sharp. Oh, I hate gear snobs so much.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of one, but I hate it too. Do you want to
hate
take a look
which
at this
ones?
flower picture?
Yeah. Is that a rhododendron?
I don't know.
It's a peony. My mistake. I love flowers. Come on.
You're kind of a flower snob, Chels.
No, I'm not. Okay. I like that they didn't do just a square composition. What was that?
Justin's GoPro just gave it the
Oh.
ghost.
And it has vivid colors. But I think there's actually too much space on the side. And what do you think?
So they kind of followed the rule of thirds, but
Oh.
in some cases I think it's just better to fill the frame with the subject. And the light here is so hard that the shadows I think are kind of distracting. But I like that it has water droplets.
Yeah.
I might also try to recover the highlights a little bit, and just the contrast is just too high. So you might just try to reduce the contrast a little bit, maybe bump the clarity up a little more.
I actually don't like the clarity up because I struggle with this with flower pictures.
You're right, you could
I
even
think that
drop
there's
it a little.
like the flower itself is like a soft thing. So sometimes when you over sharpen it, it can kind of look funny.
Okay.
Can you help me with something? This computer just freaked out and now I can't see any comments.
Okay, I'm just gonna fix Chelsea's comments real quick. I hit F11 to switch away from
Oh,
the full
okay.
screen view. There you go.
Thanks.
A mallard duck, it's a beautiful shot, but the duck's
Yeah.
facing away. You have to have it
Typical
coming
duck.
towards you or in perfect profile.
Ducks. That's
Nice
why
shot,
we eat
though.
them.
So here we have a stellar landscape yoga shot.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Great composition, perfectly level horizon. You did some processing on the sky, and it's not bad. I think I might drop the contrast on the mountains just a little bit. It might be a little bit overdone.
Thank you so
But overall, I love that you set it up. It looks just beautiful. The yoga helps too. Thank you, Richard.
No problem.
What do you think, Chelsea? I love the reflection too. Just it's a beautiful shot.
I like it too. The one thing that I don't like is that it's so dark in her clothes and her hair that you lose all definition.
Oh, raise the
So
shadows.
I wouldn't raise the overall shadows if I really got to do what I wanted with this picture, but I would selectively raise them because you can see that it brings out the shadows too much in the background. I like the contrast in the background. I just don't like that her clothes are so dark. So that's what I would do.
Okay. Panorama, compelling. I feel like this subject was the focal point for me. That's where my eye popped. I think it's a cool spot. Good shot. Any particular suggestions for it? Maybe more contrast in the sky? Drop the blues a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, it's very cool. Whoa, whoa, wow.
I don't want to overdo it, but maybe just a little more in it. I like it. Street photography.
Oh, look at all those bubbles. That's
I feel like
really
there's some
nice.
sort of bubble show and all these people are taking pictures of the
The
bubbles.
bubble parade.
I've not seen one of these before. Look, this guy or gal, this gal has this like monopod and then she strapped her phone into it. I've never seen anything like that.
Wait, how does... Oh, she's taking video.
It's got like grippy things on it. And I guess she just
just better than us.
didn't want to go like that. All
It's
right.
true. It's not even without... It's
I'm
not
sorry
even
to
above her arm's reach.
And look at this guy. Don't you hate it when people have like a full-size iPad and they're taking pictures, especially at the
Oh.
concert?
At a school recital or something, and you just want to see your kid, and then you're looking at someone's iPad.
Yeah.
And look at his face. He's not even having fun doing it.
No,
He's
and
like,
who are you
"This
going to
stinks."
show that video to? Like, I imagine there's some bubble guy, but you're just going to bore your Facebook friends with this bubble show.
This
from your
kid likes
iPad.
it. He's like, what?
So,
We are really getting way off.
yeah, I do think
subject.
it's a compelling shot,
I like the
just because
picture.
we're kind of drawn into all
There's,
the
yeah,
the
we're very
details
drawn
of
into
it.
all the different personalities. Look at this guy. He's like, what? That's a bubble? So many great expressions. And this guy's like, why did I come here?
Yeah, where's your camera,
He's
loser?
pointing down. He's like, look at the ground.
Bust out your
That's where my
phone or
self-esteem
something.
is. Yeah.
This kid is clearly the star of the show.
Yeah, he's the star. Cute.
It's called a selfie stick. What that girl has.
It's called a selfie stick? That sounds really bad.
A turtle. The glare is super distracting here.
But that's the life of a turtle.
I guess so.
I like it.
Okay.
What if it might just be unrecognizable in black and white? Yeah, it is. Okay.
I like that. A good character shot.
I like a nice smoking man.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing it even cropped a little tighter since
Yeah, I do like it
we don't need
cropped.
to see all of his body.
You see just more of his character.
Yeah.
I like that. Good job, Tony. Good job, photographer.
I like that I got the credit for
Good
it.
job, Tony. How'd you take that picture?
Oh. So there's a little bit of storytelling here, but I wish there were a little more. Like I wish there were somebody at the car.
I wish there were a dead guy in the trunk.
Because we have a classic.
That's what you think too, Richard?
staying
Right
here.
away, he's like, dead guy in the trunk.
Okay, so here's a photographic
Yeah.
suggestion. Maybe a weekend project even.
Yeah.
Kill a guy, put him in your trunk.
We're not saying kill him, just put him in your trunk.
I don't mean to be sexist. Kill a man or a woman
Thank you.
and put the man or a woman in your trunk.
Thank you.
Storytelling, people. Step it up.
It's just photography.
It's a cat. It's a picture of a cat.
It's
Seems
angry.
like it's a good picture of a
It
cat.
does it.
It's sharp.
Does it.
Taken with the XT1,
I want to pet it.
one of our cameras.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I like this picture too. I
This
like
is
the
street
negative space in it.
photography.
So you're gonna go black and white.
Yeah.
It is better in black
That
and
brings
white.
out the reflections, which I think are important because that's where he's looking. And that's what's cool about this picture to me is that he's looking somewhere and we can't directly see it, but we can see the reflection and kind of get an idea of his environment. And that's very cool.
Yes, and I like the negative space here. I want to see it a little closer, and the white's a little bit brighter, at least when we convert it into black and white. But nicely done. I am really compelled by the shot. 5 stars, pick. Do you have any comments or anything else you want to jump to?
I would just comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna queue up another portfolio, and you can jump into some comments.
So many. What's your most used lens or lenses? Asked Jerry Johnson. I read a lot of your comments, Jerry Johnson. You just seem like a really nice guy. You seem like a real nice dude. I like the 70 to 200.
Yeah, we can't live without the Canon 70 to 200
24 to
f2.8.
70.
The Tamron.
Yeah, and I like a 50 millimeter prime, the 1.4, and some other stuff sometimes, and the 500 for wildlife.
Yeah.
But you just agree with all of those?
Yes, I do. Those are my favorite lenses also.
Really?
I mean, I have other lenses that when I use them, I absolutely love them. Like, I absolutely love using the Canon MPE lens, but I don't use it all that often. And I love using a fisheye, but I just don't use it all that
not
often.
Super practical.
They're fun whenever I do break them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my go-to lenses. I love the, in the micro four thirds world, we have this lens, the 14 to 140. And I just love using that lens because it's a super zoom and it's not the sharpest lens in the world, but I love being able to zoom in tight and zoom back wide.
Dennis Marcelo Candido Teixeira says, "Hello, Chelsea. Chelsea, você é muito bonita." What does that mean?
I would have to see it
Something
because of your pronunciation. Where is it?
right here.
I think he's saying that you have a nice voice.
Oh, no one's ever said that before. Thank you.
DJ Photography hosts their portfolio on Squarespace. If you want to be cool like
Whoa.
DJ.
I like their little DJ photography sign.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's cool.
Go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code PHOTOLIVE if you decide to sign up. Great way to show off your pictures. They open with a spot color picture, which I would think would send you into a Hulk-like rage.
Ah! No, it's fun.
I think this
It's not
works
bad.
here. I didn't even notice it at first. I like it, and I like the message of the little sign.
A chick guitarist. I'm into this.
But we go from one picture of her to right to another picture of her. So because we can tell, like, she's wearing a different clothes actually, so it's a different day, but I would just mix it up a little bit more. This guy is cool. I love the shot with the smoke. Nice, great concert photography.
Yeah.
So looking through your portfolio, my guess is that you do just concert photography. If that's not the case, then you definitely would want to mix
Let me
up
keep
the opening
clicking.
scene some.
I've got to see more. Deep kick. Oh. This makes more sense now that I figured out these are the band's names. I was like, so cryptic. Cool, cool, cool.
What's better than band names? Dirty Sound Magnet, Kill the Director.
Oh, Will Graham. Were you thinking the same thing? He looks just like Will Graham.
This is my guitar.
Cue Dancy from Hannibal. Look it up. This is my guitar. This is my set design. Great pictures. Dirty Sound Magnet. Ah! That's what he was saying. So good. These are really fun to look at.
Yeah, these are fantastic
Kill
shots.
the director and put him in the trunk while you're at it. It makes a great photo. Oh, look at him. Sassy. So that's a ton of band pictures, but I think it's cool, and I think it's okay you have a lot of categories because you probably want other bands to contact you and invite you to photograph their shows maybe.
Yeah, make sure you have you open to your portfolio, which is your very, very best 10 pictures from all the different bands. I think it's okay for the concert work that you show different bands because there are going to be people who just want to see the Black Hats, and they'll jump right to that.
Yeah.
But make sure you open to your portfolio, which is a variety of different bands, and make sure you mix up the pictures really well. I don't think we saw that. We didn't see variety on the opening page.
Tony, it's 6:03.
Okay. You got
Holy
somewhere to be?
smokes. Yeah, I do. I have an appointment.
That's not true. These are not words, so I suggest being more American right away.
What? Oh man, you're giving the Americans a bad rap.
I speak whatever this language is, and he's saying, would you like me to
One
photograph your
question, one
concert?
comment. It's probably French. He says, "Sermon, cite this mis images." No, is that Spanish?
He's saying, do you have
One
a question?
demand
It
or
looks like Italian to
collaboration.
me.
See, Americans aren't so stupid. I knew like 3 words.
All right. Well, did we get any other good questions or comments that we should cover first? Not many weekend project suggestions. Eric
Let
had
me
some
go
great
back up.
ideas.
Nobody cared about the weekend projects. Caffeine said shooting the land speed record racing at Bonneville Salt Flats this weekend. Any suggestions? That's not a project. That's just a question. I would suggest having fun because that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Any
I wanna go
suggestions? I
to
don't
that.
know. Fast shutter speed, panning.
Yeah, bring a tripod.
Devarshi Patel says, Tony Chelsea, what do you think about refurbished lenses? We buy a lot of used gear. I would buy refurbished in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I have so many people who are like, oh, you can't buy used. I had a bad experience, but I probably bought 40 used lenses, and I don't think I've had a single problem. Just buy from reputable buyers. If it's not the way they described it, you can return it if you buy it on eBay.
Yeah.
Go to eBay, go to Amazon Marketplace, KEH, B&H. They all have used markets. You can save
Yeah, I
yourself
would
a bunch
buy
of
used
money, and
gear.
I've never suffered from it. Some of our favorite lenses I bought used.
The truth.
You have other-
Phil Thomas says, I love you guys so much. I'm 19 and your videos really helped me a lot. Well, I'm glad that I could help you, Phil. That's what I'm here for. And Playfer says Chelsea sounds a lot like Cameron Diaz. And that's not the first time I've gotten that. Now I'll have to listen to Cameron Diaz and see. Richard says no. He went,
Was Cameron Diaz the voice of her?
no, that was Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, my bad.
I would sound like this. And I don't.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Because we have a few minutes left. We haven't looked at all the pictures that people sent in.
What?
One of the most important things about modern photography is the thumbnail.
Okay, let's go through and
Because
see our favorite
sometimes
thumbnail.
people take really detailed pictures. We're going to look at the thumbnails and see what catches
Yellow
our
with
eye
blue
and look
shutters.
at just those. Yes, simple subject. It really pops.
I
You
like
can
it
see when you
so
look at it in
much.
detail, it's not as compelling as some of the more detailed pictures, but
I
the
really like
thumbnail got our attention. This picture, for example, terrible thumbnail. It might be a great picture,
So
but most
busy.
people on Facebook will just scroll past it. So what other thumbnails catch your eye here, Chelsea?
Or 500 pics or Flickr or wherever.
This one
horse.
catches my eye. Eye contact, you can see the eye contact
Yeah, eye
in the
contact is
thumbnail,
important.
and then that makes you want to explore it more. You have to get people to click on it first.
Click,
Where's the
click,
horse?
click. Scroll down. The
Oh.
race car is good too. Oh, the lion.
I still don't see the horse.
Bottom right.
This one is pretty cool.
Oh, it was a lion the whole time.
Oh, this is what you thought was a horse?
No, I don't think so. I just need dinner. Maybe it's a horse if you put a saddle on it and fed it a carrot. What's the difference?
Yeah, it sounds like something Vladimir Putin would do. All right, any other thumbnails that this one catches my eye. Look, it's got this awesome motion in it. Great sky.
The lady with the butt.
You've got to level that horizon a little bit. There's another butt here because people love butts.
That one's good. I mean, a good thumbnail. I could swear I saw a horse. Like, I really
That's a
thought I
cute
saw
picture.
one. What about the little white dog?
Yeah,
I like
he's
that.
cute.
He's so
It's a
cute.
good thumbnail, simple composition.
Cowboy would like that one.
Not too
Cowboy.
much to see. Awesome panning work on this. That's gorgeous. I would
Yeah.
definitely click that particular
I would-
thumbnail.
Completely click that. I would click that so hard. Okay.
Okay, so we're in the process of wrapping up. I'll just say thank you to our sponsor, Squarespace.
Thank you, Squarespace.
If you want your own portfolio, go to squarespace.com/Tony. Use the coupon code PHOTOLIVE for 10% off after your 14-day free trial. Any other comments or questions?
Actually,
that
I
you
have
wanna
a
wrap up with?
suggestion about the weekend projects.
Okay.
This weekend, Tony and I are making a video about senior photographs, seniors in high school that want their pictures taken. So we're taking senior pictures and we're making a video about it, and that would be a great project for you. Grab the teenager in your life and make them pose and practice those senior portraits.
Yeah, everybody
that's,
wants some senior portraits. There's a lot to it, actually.
Yeah.
The
That's a
biggest
good
challenge
thing
is
to
going to be
practice.
the modeling part
Oh yeah.
for most people.
Yeah.
Some people are natural model. Most people you got to really work with and spend some time with to get them comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks so much, guys. Join
Thank
us
you.
here every Thursday at 5 for Tony and Chelsea Live, 5 on the
More
East
like
Coast of the U.S.
5:04 because we're always a little late.
Yeah, if you're late, that's cool too.
It's cool. It's all cool.
It's better to be here with a drink than to not be here at all.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. See ya.